let's see some basic questions related to this chapter. Okay, so question number 1. So this is arc AB. Okay, is 1.5 times its radius OA. So OA is actually the radius. Okay, so if this is the radius and this is the arc length, so therefore the arc length is actually equals to 1.5 times r. Okay, because the radius is r, so the arc length is actually 1.5 r. Find the angle AOB in degrees. So where is angle AOB? This is AOB. So the angle AOB is actually located here. So I'm going to label this angle as theta. Okay. So in this case, we already have what they call the arc length. We have the radius, and we have what they call the angle at the center. So the relationship between these three quantities can be represented using the formula S equals to theta r. So we substitute the information accordingly into the formula. So the value of S is 1.5 r, theta is cos theta, r. Okay, so r in this case is actually r. So if we notice, you can see r on both sides of the equation. So we can cancel the r and we're going to get theta is equals to 1.5 radian. You must understand that when you write the angle in radian, basically it represents the ratio of the arc length to its radius. So it's actually ratio of S to R. So when the arc length is 1 times the length of the radius, so from there you can actually straight away can get the value of theta. There's one more thing that you have to do. If you read the question, you are required to give the answer in degrees. Why? Because they say the angle AOB is in degrees. So how to convert angle in radian to degree? So I'm going to take this 1.5 and then multiply this value with 180 degrees over pi. So what is the value of pi? As stated in the question, we need to use the value of pi 3.142. We just need to use the calculator. 0.5, okay, multiply with 180 over 3.142. okay, so even though there's a pi value in your calculator, don't use that value. Okay, follow the instruction that given in the question. So when you press equals to, okay, you will get 85.93 as requested in the question. Give the answer correct to 3 decimal places. Therefore the final answer is 85.93. 85.93 degrees. Let's move to the next question. Okay, in the diagram, ABC is a semicircle, okay, with the center O. The keyword here is semicircle. So if this diagram represents a semicircle, meaning the angle here is actually under 80 degrees, right? Semicircle under 80 degrees, and under 80 degrees is actually equivalent to pi radian. Okay, so this angle can be written as 3.142. Given that the length of the arc BC is 7.5 centimeter. So where's BC? BC is here. The length is 7.5 centimeter, and angle BOC is equivalent to 1.1. Okay, so this information is already labeled in the diagram. Find the length of the arc AB. So where is AB? AB is here. So what we need to do is find the arc length AB. So in order to find this S, you must use the formula S equals to theta R, right? But now the problem is we don't know what is the value of R. And how about theta? Okay, theta can be calculated because you already have the angle AOC, which is 3.142. So when you minus 1.1, you're going to get this angle AOB. So angle AOB is equals to 3.142 minus 1.1. How about the radius? In order to find the value of the radius, we need to use this small sector here. See, S is equals to theta R. In this case, S is actually 7.5, theta is 1.1, and then multiply with R. So in order to find the value of R, just need to divide 7.5 with 1.1. So 7.5 divided by 1.1 is equals to, if you want to get more accurate value, you can keep this in fraction. If you want to write this value in decimal, write at least correct to 3 decimal places. So I'm going to write this value in decimals, which is 6.818. So in the earlier stage, okay, make sure you write the values correct to 3 decimal places, except for angle in degree. Okay, so when you are dealing with angles in degrees, you always write the values correct to 2 decimal places. We already have this angle theta, which is 3.142 minus 1.1, and we also have the value of R. Problem is almost settled. So theta 3.142 minus 1.1 multiply with 6.818. 3.142 minus 1.1 multiply with 6.818. And the final answer is 13.922. So the final answer, you can write correct to 2 decimal places, but at the same time you also can leave the answer correct to 3 decimal places. Okay. The diagram shows a circle with the center O. The length of the minor arc AB is 4.8 centimeter, and the angle of the minor sector BOC is 1 radian. The minor arc AB is located here, and the value of the length is 4.8 centimeter BOC. So the angle is here, and the angle is actually 1 radian. In the diagram, you already given the value of the radius, which is 6.4. So if you refer to this minor sector, we can calculate the value of theta in radian. So theta is actually S over R. Okay, so theta is equals to 4.8 divided by 6.4. Okay, 4.8 divided by 6.4. The answer is actually 0.75 radian. So we are done with the first part. Okay, now look at section B. The length in centimeter of the major arc AOC. Okay, this is major sector. This one is the major arc. So let me label this as SAC. So if you want to find the length of the major arc AC, you need to find the angle at the center, or in other words, you have to find the angle AOC for the major sector. So I'm going to label this angle as alpha. Alpha is equals to 2 times 3.142. Okay, why 2 times 3.142? Okay, I hope you still remember 360 degrees is actually equivalent to 2 pi radian. Okay, so the angle at the center, I mean the whole center, is actually 360 degrees, which is equivalent to 2 pi radian. So I'm going to take that value and then minus the angle theta, which is 0.75, and then minus the angle for the minor sector BOC, which is 1. So let's find the value of the alpha. 2 times 3.142 minus 0.75 minus 1. And we get 4.543. And finally, to find the length of arc AC, we take the angle 4.534 and multiply it with the radius. So what is the radius? The radius is actually 6.4. So it's 4.534. I'm going to multiply it with 6.4. And the final answer is 29.0176. So you can write the answer either correct to 2 decimal places or 3 decimal places. But here I'm going to write the answer correct to 3 decimal places. So 29.018